Good morning, everyone. Good evening or good afternoon, depending on where you are tuning in today. We are going to be doing TimeBlazr Tuesday, and we're going to plan out your week ahead for success using my TimeBlazr business management system. What is the TimeBlazr? The TimeBlazr is an energetic calendar. Some people are even calling it the Feng Shui calendar, but truthfully, it's a calendar that has taken your birth information, and it's a personalized calendar that has been used for centuries to help, truthfully, the affluent, the people in power to have more power and more money. But I've cracked the code for you so that it's in standard business English, keeping still the true essence of what the favorable timing calendar is about. And we're going to just talk about the week ahead. So if you are new to me, hello, my name is Kathleen Zemansky. I'm a business feng shui master, business astrologer, and the creator of the TimeBlazr business management system. Pretty much that is my whole business model. There's one other little piece in there, but it's person, space, time, and universe. And really what that means is I'm taking people's business astrology chart, understanding what is the trend of what's happening either currently or in the near future. Past problems too certainly can be ascertained from this information as well. And then we use feng shui to help boost people's energy. And it's also, if you're having problems, it helps mitigate problems. And then it augments a chart that really, for people who are those go-getters out there, that can really help be used, help used by using these energetic tools. Then finally, we trigger the energy with the TimeBlazr. So what do I mean by triggering the energy? Well, first of all, the TimeBlazr really is designated to be used for your important activities. It's for launching products, programs, services. Do you have a website that you want to launch? Do you have a book that you've spent hours and hours and hours and money of editors and graphics and all of that? Wouldn't you like to have all of those efforts come to fruition by landing really good contracts because of things that you have done? Well, that's what the TimeBlazr is about. But it can be also used for your everyday occurrences as well, which we're going to talk about very, very soon. So let's hop on over. We are going to be now entering into the month of September. Truthfully, we are still in what's called the monkey month, but we are going to just be transitioning in just a few days during this week of the TimeBlazr predictions that we're going to be transitioning into the Rooster Month. And I'll tell you that day when we come to it. So we're going to start by talking about that. Now, if you, again, are new to me, I would encourage you to do one huge favor for me. First of all, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and then you will be notified every week of these upcoming energies. Number two, if you like what you hear, it would be amazing if you can hit that like button. And then if you really like what you hear, leave me a comment. I would really appreciate that as well. And then of course, share. When you guys all know the game here, when you do all of those things, that keeps people like myself and others being able to give this material to you at no cost, right? So we need your help as well to stay alive during this very, very kind of crazy time that we're going through, right? Okay, so, all right, let's move forward on what we're going to talk about. As I said, person, space, and time. And when we're looking at what's called this cosmic trinity, what we're looking at is various different things in the when we're looking at the different areas of our life here. So let's now move over to the TimeBlazr. I think that's the best place for us to hang out today. So what we are going to be talking about today, when you look at this month view is going to indicate quite a few different things in the TimeBlazr. For example, we're going to have things like green days and white days and stars and icons. So just through the course of our time together, you're going to start seeing how all of these different colors and icons and all of that are going to be meaningful to you. So here's what I tell all of my clients. We're at the beginning of the month. Today is the first day of September. If you're listening to me live or early part of the week, we're just starting in September. And what I want you to do when you're looking at this energetic map, by the way, I am going to be giving you a 30-day free trial, and there's no credit card required. So it's a very low risk to experience this very empowering system, as well as some tools along the way, right? And so there's some other free things that I'm going to tell you about as we move along. Okay, so let's go back to the TimeBlazr. So first of all, what we see on the TimeBlazr is green and white days. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some filters out of here. So at the top of this menu bar here, I want you to just look to see where you can get rid of some things just so we can have some understanding. So first of all, I'm going to get rid of these icons. And the icons, if you hover over these, it's just going to tell you what they mean, and you can pre-select them and put them back in. We'll do that in just a second. But for right now, again, what I have been really drilling into my clients who use the TimeBlazr is it's a holistic system, person, space, time, universe, or spirit, whatever you want to call it. And these are ways in which we can use subtle energies to have that competitive edge. And that's really what this whole system is about, is for you to feel empowered. And when you start taking hold of things that you have control over, because let's face it, we have no control over what's happening with the pandemic. Well, we do in some respect. We should be wearing face coverings, good hygiene, social distancing, and all of that. But there are going to be times where you're going to be out and about and people are not going to be so diligent about what they're supposed to be doing. So we do need to watch about some of these things that are unseen that we have no control over. But there are certain things that we have control over. And then there are things that we absolutely have control over. And what you have 100% control over is choosing a good day and time to do your most important activities. Again, you can do some mundane tasks as well using the TimeBlazr, but its wheelhouse is really doing the most powerful things that you plan on doing. So again, let's have a look at the month view. So what I tell my clients is I want you to pick out 1, 2, 3 of the most powerful days that are vibrant for you. So first of all, a green day has somewhat of a criteria. This is the base for everyone. So the calendar has all of the different formulas in it that will start indicating a certain potential of each and every day. And if it hits that threshold, we make it green. If it falls below that, it's going to be void of any color. Now, the next thing that we're going to be looking at is there's a star system there, and there's going to be anywhere from 5 stars to 0, 5 being high, 0 being 0 vibrancy. And that means that there is something in the calendar astrologically. This is directly connected with your business astrology chart. That's how we can program for you this TimeBlazr business management system. So we want you to choose the most stars on a green day, and then the most icons relevant to what you are going to be doing. And then that's how you start figuring out your monthly launches. Now you can, obviously, when you have a full year of this, that's amazing because you can plan out your whole year of maybe doing every 90 days like a big launch. That can absolutely even out and make your business much more sustainable when you start thinking like that versus like on the fly all the time. What am I going to do today? How am I going to plan out everything? So let's really start taking a step back to figure out, you're working hard anyway. Why not give it this extra energy that is going to give you exponential results? All right. So now what I'm going to do again is I'm going to just filter in a couple of these different icons here. So let's say we're going to be starting with a new client, beginning a new job, starting a new client is really what it's going to be about. So there's going to be a partnership involved. There's going to be, you know, maybe a deposit involved. They're going to be signing contracts. And maybe we even have to do some proposal writing before we even get that. So we're going to weave that all in, and then you hit selected. So when you go to selected, then it starts showing you, and we're talking about this week from truthfully Wednesday through next Tuesday. So the thing that I'm doing is why I'm not talking about today. That's in last week's video. By the time that you see this, depending on what time zone you are in, today for you could already be over. Today is already your tomorrow, or our tomorrow, I should say. So what you want to do is we're always going to talk Wednesday to the following Tuesday is where you're going to get that information. Okay, so as you can see, what we have on this day, on this week, we have Wednesday the 2nd, and then we're going to be finishing up on the 8th. But there's a couple of other days here that this person, remember, each of these are calculated to a person, so they're personalized. So what I always say again is, all right, top of the month, you should actually really be doing this about mid-month of last month, which I do with my clients, is to help them plan out and really have a really strong strategy about what you're going to be doing. So let's say that this person is going to be, we're going to be going to the 28th or 29th to do some sort of launch, because since maybe some of these, this is new to you. So then, you know, for this person, and remember, for this person, those icons and those stars filter the way that they do. All right, now let's hop into the week. So once we know that, we're going to go through each and every day for the next 7 days. Now, what I'm going to tell you is that also the day view is also personalized as well. I'm going to talk a little bit more extensively about the first day, and then we'll go through the other days a little bit more quickly. So by the time, if you continue to follow me, you're going to see that there's going to be types of days, and that over the course of time, I'll talk about each different type of day. There's 12 different types, and these 12 different types have a specific meaning and usage. This is so important. For example, last week we had a really strong, it was positive, it was a destruction day, but you wouldn't want to launch your book, your website, a great program that you just spent hours and hours and hours of creating this sales funnel and all of the email content that you did, and you'll program it yourself, and you want to launch it on a destruction day? Heavens no. Let's get you doing this on the correct date and time. Okay. All right. So then let's go back to this day. Now I'm going to talk about the things that are general on this calendar, and then I'm going to talk about what the personalization is. Now, if it's a green day, all of the green colors are going to come through. Now, even though I did some of those filters, and on the day view, all of the icons do come through. Although that's not a general, that's more of a personalization. So let me try to stay on track with you here. Okay, Wednesday, September the 2nd, Wednesday, September the 2nd for everyone. Now, then we're going to go and look at the type of day. It is an excellent established day, and it's a Yang Earth Monkey. Now, when we see that, we already know that it's a monkey day. Does the monkey day work for you, or is it a challenge for you? We already figured that out for you. This is not a practitioner's program. There's plenty of other programs out there to teach you how to do that. But this one is really hands-on, boots on the ground. Give me the date, and then you go and do your expertise, and then you become successful. So that's what we really want you to do. All right, so then we look at, so an established day means basically that you're establishing a really strong foothold. You're getting some real stability here. You're really starting something out on a good foundation. This is very good if you're looking for that influencer type of status, if you will, on social media. Start using this. It would be an excellent day, even though it's a little bit short notice, but this would be an excellent day to start a YouTube channel or a Facebook or any of the social media channels that you want. So you're really getting out there on a very consistent way. So start something like that on a day like tomorrow, the 2nd, and it will help you. All right, now we also have to look at the positive and negative influences. Now, the positive and negative influences are what we're going to be looking at here. So this is on the left-hand side of the page here. It says positive influences and negative. Now, these terms are truthfully pretty intuitive if English is your first language. If it's not, I do have a training section where you can go and get all of that information about more extensive definitions to these terms, but they should be pretty intuitive. Some of them may be out there about what that would mean. But green light means let's go, let's get things done. Higher status means you have higher status. So do something about helping yourself get to a higher level here. Leadership is more about that being a leader, being that influencer. Relief is forgiveness, not only for yourself, but others. Give people a break. People are stressed out to the max, so, don't make it worse. So just give them a little bit of help there. Now, the negative influences, bad move, Murphy's Law, potential disaster, strings attached, unsuccessful. Those, again, pretty clear about what its intention is here. But I want you to know that these positive and negative influences prevail over the entire day of these hours that I'm going to be talking about in just a second. So you need to factor that in. Prevailing energy, and then this is each hour time slot would be micromanaging what those energies are. Now, also there's a daily intention or goal here, and this is something that my more successful clients are doing. They are setting written goals or intentions. So if you start, you can either do this the night before or the morning before you start your day. What is it that is the most important thing? If nothing else, by the end of the day, you're going to feel successful. When you start acting like a successful person, you're going to be successful, right? Mirror the qualities that you want to achieve. So, by the way, all of the things that I do, as you can see, I'm not too woo-woo at all. As a matter of fact, if it doesn't have a strong basis of results driven, I don't mess with that kind of stuff. So this has been around for centuries. It's a repeatable pattern. It is not a magic bullet, and it is never going to just work on, I'm going to do a little bit of Feng Shui, or I'm going to do, you've got to do the work behind it. You have to show up, take action, and this will augment and take you to the next level. I guarantee that. You must follow the system though. Okay, now, once you do that, now let's look at the hour time slots. Now, the hour time slot starts at the top. You can see it starts with the rat, and then it goes to the ox, tiger, and it actually goes through all of the times in the zodiac is basically what it's doing. And so there's 12 animals, so there's 12 time slots. The only thing that's different about one of the hour time slots is the rat. It's split between the early rat starting at midnight and finishing with the late rat at 11:59 in the day. So those two are the only thing that is different. All the other ones are there. Now, the other thing that is the same for every single person is the ingredients within these time slots, and they're going to show up in 3 different ways. So let's start kind of backwards today. Look at the 11 to 12:59, which is the horse hour. That it has red and a minus. So whatever's in there is saying that it's negative, caution, stay away from it. The next type is going to be, look at the 3 to 4:59, where you can see the positive blue with pluses and the negative minus. So this is a mixed bag. You have to decide whether or not you want to be using any of these time slots. Now, some people start telling me like, look, hey, I've already got my calendar already scheduled for, the next 3 months. Well, maybe you do. And if you do, the only thing you can do, if you're not flexible enough, your clients aren't flexible enough to change anything about what you've already scheduled. Maybe you've got a speaking engagement. Maybe you've got a book launch going on. find out what these terms mean to the hilt so that you can modify your behavior so the negatives don't show up. So that's another way you can look at it as well. Because things are going to happen. I'm telling you, I have clients myself that are just saying that's the only time that I can meet. Well, if it's the only time that they can meet and it's a really big contract, you want to know what you're up against. And that's how this can help you. Okay, then the most positive on a green day, as you can see in the goat hour, which is the 1 to 2:59. It's a little bit darker green, so it pops out. That's an indicator to you that it is telling you, ooh, this is really, really, really vibrant energy. Don't forget, though, we have to overlay the positive and negative influences on there. Okay. That's general for everyone. So let's start talking about some of the personalizations. So one of the personalizations that we're going to be seeing here is right under the date of the day of the week. You're going to see some stars. Again, we have 5 to 0 stars on any given day, and that's going to roll over from that month view for you so that you can start seeing what that is going to be looking like. Then all of the icons that are available to you are going to come over. So some days are going to look great, and we love them showing up on a green day because then that makes it really usable for us. But some days, even if it's green, there might be things that aren't connecting to you. Why? Because the astrology of the day doesn't connect with that particular day. Not to despair. There's plenty of days throughout the year for everyone. You just have to be patient. And this is, again, for your most important activities. All right, let's go and look at now what the hours have for us. Now, what we see here is those hours are now going to start looking at things like 1 to 3 stars, or truthfully neutral between the 7 and 8:59 during the dragon hour. You can see there's 0 stars there. So that's just saying that that particular time slot is neutral to you. It really doesn't connect with you astrologically. Can you use it? Of course you can use it. But what I would prefer you to do is use something that's connected to you, because that just exponentially just ramps up your potential for success. Okay, now then what we have is that on this particular day we have 9 to 10:59, the snake hour, and then we have 1 to 2:59, the goat hour, and then that's all that we have today that has all of the green with the stars. And the thing that you need to know is the star system of the hours, just like the day, relates to the animal that is the star is referenced to. So between the 9 and 10:59, there's something in this person's chart that this one star is relating to the snake, that's relating to the monkey, that's relating to this person's chart. Now, the next thing is we've got the goat hour. Well, that's got 3 stars. So what you need to start doing at a certain point is, what do you want? That's the first question I always ask all of my clients. What do you want? Because if you don't even know what you want, and believe me, I want more money is not a good enough answer. You really need to know the why. Listen to Simon Sinek about your why, and that could help you if you haven't done those types of in-depth internal questioning of yourself, because if you don't, you're always going to be struggling. I can't emphasize that enough. You are constantly going to be struggling if you are not on par of why you're doing what you're doing. And that goes for your business as well. If you do not absolutely love what you're doing and love how you're serving people, it's going to be really hard for you to really take that to the next level. Okay, so then, but then we've got, as you can see, we've got stars where, like, for example, the 11 to 12:59, we've got lawsuits. Well, why would you want to even use that? So there's going to be days that you're going to start seeing things that are, it's like, darn, why don't I have a star there? Or why are my stars on the negative days? Believe me, it could be just the month or the particular day, but there's going to be days that they'll be coming about. So that's really what you want to start doing, is start looking at the type of day it is, go for the green days for your important activities, and then start choosing your good time slots. So for example, at 9 o'clock, you may want to send out some emails to people, and then you may want to either do a webinar or something like that on the 1 to 2:59 to have a nice call to action for people to spend some money with you. Okay. Okay. So let's now go to the next day. There's a couple ways you can get there. I'll show you one way right now, which is just hitting the next little tab right next to the day. As you can see, this is a white day. So again, I'm going to speed it up just a little bit here. This is a day that is a remove day. And the remove day, I love remove days, even if it's on a unfavorable day, because I love to get rid of things. I love to put things in order, and it's a really good way to get things done really quickly. A remove day is really good for starting a cleanse, not an exercise program, but getting rid of maybe the foods, or starting out on a nice healthy, nutritious meal plan where you're eliminating the junk foods, the things that you know that you shouldn't be eating. This is a great day to do that. Now, if it was a green day, it would probably be a little bit more successful, but this is a 4-star day for this particular person. Who knows what it is for you? That's why you need to get your TimeBlazr. Again, the positive and negative influences over this, but on a white day, or a day that doesn't really have any color to it, what I want you to start doing is just look for those positive hours between 11 and 2:59. Is going to be in a little bit later at night as well. But if you think about working 4 hours very succinctly, you've got it planned out, and you're going to be doing your most important activities of that day. It may not be a launch day, but it's going to be an important activity day. This is a day that I want you to consider really and start tracking it. What did you get done on that day? And this would be a day where we're getting through and getting rid of things, putting things in order. Not every day, and people who tell me that every day needs to be that we're charging at 100%. You will burn your adrenals out, have a heart attack, high blood pressure, or whatever. You can't go full speed all the time. That's the balance of yin and yang. Slow it down when you need to slow it down. Speed it up when you need to speed it up. This is more of an admin day. This is more of content creation day. Take that 4 hours and make some amazing content during that 4 hours. Plan out a strategy. Start writing a funnel. That's a perfect use of those times. Okay, let's go on to the next day. On the 4th. I don't know why. Maybe I just wasn't hovering over it. I have the screen a little bit larger than I normally do. Okay, a full day is about looking at the cup is always full, right? So on a green day, if I was going to sign a contract on this day, you want to definitely, kind of as a rule of thumb, I do this anyway, is under promise, over deliver. But if you do the opposite, especially on a day like today, your clients are always going to want that cup to continue to be full. So what they're saying is that you don't want to over exceed what you can physically, emotionally, financially, whatever, do, because your client is always going to want more. So my biggest thing on this one is make sure that you are within the bounds of your own contracts, that you can actually deliver on them, so you don't have disgruntled clients or things like that. And you do need to watch for burnout, because they're going to always want more. Just keep filling it up. I want it full, right? So that's what you use a full day for. It is great for I believe partnerships, because everybody's kind of giving that full attention, and so this is where you can use it to forge partnerships. Wouldn't sign a partnership agreement on this day because it is unfavorable. Again, remember pulling in those different areas. Now, I want to point out between 3 and 4:59 on this day, when I see something new that I haven't talked about, I'll explain it as we go along. This means that we have an energy and it's a 3-star for this particular person, so you still can use it. This means that you're going to get things done very quickly, or you're going to get a quick response. So this is something you want to maybe consider when you're using this day. How can you do this much easier? Now, I also want to point out that this is a Friday, and Fridays are my personal planning days for the week. And I like to do this during the early morning hours, like before I actually get started, because this is my kind of my sprint day, if you will, because I want to see if there's anything else that I didn't finish from the whole entire week, and I'm going to assess, do I need to move it forward? Can I get it done within this next time, this Friday time slot before the weekend hits? Or do I need to dump it because it's not relevant anymore, not the right timing, etc.? Because sometimes, when people plan out their calendars, they're not being very realistic about what they can accomplish in a given day. Sometimes I see people's calendars and it's like, holy crap, you can't even do that in a year. How do you expect to do that in a day? So this is going to help you keep on track with your goals as well. So when you plan out your annual goals, your quarterly goals, your monthly goals, your weekly goals, and then hit that every single day, that you are more likely to get things accomplished. I'm telling you, this system is just amazing. It really is. It's kind of like your built-in little coach accountability too. So use your Fridays for planning. Okay, now let's go to Friday the 5th. Friday the 5th is a balance day. A balance day is very good for balancing out the, if you will, balancing out, the equal parts of things. So this is also very good for partnerships, especially if you want a 50-50 outcome. If you want a 50-50, I do 50% of the work, you do 50% of the work. But what it's not good for, unless you, and this is a Saturday, so most court systems aren't really open during that time, but it is actually very good for legal only if you want to get 50% of the outcome as far as financial outcomes. Now, if you feel that you want more because nasty, person that you're in a lawsuit with because they've really either harmed you or, is bad. It is bad. You know what? Don't use a balance day because they're going to get 50% of the outcome, and you don't want that. If you want more, we want to use something like a stable day or a success day to do that. You might even want to use a remove day to remove this pain in the rear end out of your life, but otherwise you're going to want to you're not going to want to use a balance date unless you want 50% of the outcome. All right, now let's go to the 6th. This is a stable day. It's on a Sunday. One thing I want you to point out, one term here is benevolence. Benevolence is a really nice term because it's kind of like make a wish. So that law of attraction, I really want to bring this into my life. And I'm not talking just about relationships. I'm talking about, it could be good health. It could be relationships, of course. Could be a new client. Could be, I want to get better at something. So making a wish on this day and taking action. Can't emphasize it enough. Taking action towards that goal, you will be definitely on the right track. So that's where we can go for that. And then here we go. Now we are officially in the Rooster Month. Okay, you guys, the Rooster Month, I'm so excited for the Rooster Month for many of you because it is one of the more favorable animals in 2020, and come on, we've gotten kind of beat up here. So there's a lot of intricacies with the rooster that I'm actually going to link a video below that it's going to talk about from my annual event in January. We'll talk about each of those animals, and every month I'll link the month below. So you're going to want to check that out to, see what's happening in the month. But I'm also going to be recording, probably yet today, a video for the month of September, the Rooster Month, starting on the 7th, going all the way to first few days in October, so that you can also see what more of the energetics are about the month. So that will be posted right around that time. Okay, so then let's go back to see what type of day it is. It is a stable day, so this is starting things out on a really strong foundation. So here we have this benevolent again, so that's really nice. And then we've got a couple of time slots for this person that are in the green zones, and so there's some real nice choices this person can make because we have this wonderful energetics starting out on the Rooster Month. So that's really nice. And then we go to Tuesday. Unfortunately, it goes back down to a lower grade, even though, as you can see, they've got lots of icons and lots of stars, but it's an avoid day. Now, when we see the white days, they're going to either be unfavorable or avoid. And the avoid is really, really, really unstable. When they're green, they're going to be fair, favorable, and excellent in that hierarchy. So we want to see, the vibrancy of each and every day. But truthfully, that star system is going to start saying how astrologically the day is for you. And then we have all these other pieces of information that we weave in there. Okay, so this is an avoid initiate day, and so it is about starting something new. Yes, you can start something new, but I wouldn't make it such a big milestone event. I'm going to start, maybe an exercise program or something like that. Okay, you can do something like that on that day, but don't have real high expectations for the day because it is an avoid day. Things can kind of they're pretty wobbly on this day. But use those good time slots to get as much done as you can. Okay? All right. So that takes us to Tuesday the 8th. The last thing that I want to let you know is every month I also have started, just because this year has been so dang cranky, I have decided to start a Feng Shui Flying Star monthly review as well. And I'll take each of the sectors, starting in the center, southeast, south, southwest, and I'll talk about each one of those areas of the month. And now what we're going to start talking about, and I'll probably start it probably over the weekend here for you guys, but basically, and that one's free as well. And it will also be on YouTube Live. So you may want to tune into that as well, because now more than ever, I believe now that because of the pandemic, and we're not out of it yet, we're going to be in this for, probably another 8, 9, who knows, maybe even another year. Maybe not as stringent as we are right now, but remember, we're going into that flu season. We are going to be using our spaces. You should be looking at the feng shui. I hate to shit on you, but you should be looking at the feng shui of your space anyway. But now more than ever, it is critically crucial that you are using the more optimal areas of any given sector, and I'll tell you how to do that as well. Now, the last thing that I want to talk to you about is my annual event. Ticket sales went on sale yesterday, and it is going to be a 2-day live stream event because of the pandemic, and they're going to be between 11 a.m. and 5 each day. And to purchase your early bird tickets, go to bit.ly/Metal Ox. There will be a link below for that as well. And so it is in January. We're going to be talking about the Metal Ox and how we can better fare. Truthfully, I talked about super viruses. I talked about us wearing masks. I talked about the economy and the real estate sector. And it looks like that's really, holding true. So don't be left in the dark this year. Get ahead of the game and the curve and figure out what's going to be happening for next year, and I can help you do that. So the early bird tickets are on sale right now, so you want to grab your tickets and you can watch it from the comfort of your home. There's an amazing booklet that I'll be sending you as a PDF for you to follow along on these 2 days. And what we're going to be talking about are world trends. We're going to be talking about the elements and how they affect you. And we're going to talk about your astrology chart and what those animals are going to mean for you in 2021. And then we're also going to talk about the Feng Shui of the space, the flying star of the space, the universal gateway, which is Qimendunjia, which is the spiritual part. It's not only for manifestations, it's also for energizing your home in a very specific energetic way. I'm so excited about this for you, as well as teaching you how to use your chart. Let me just give you a real quick peek of what your chart looks like that you are able to look at. So you just go to your business astrology. I have this a little bit too big. And let's see if I can make that. Oops, I think I just muted myself. Let's see if I can make this. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. So this is the business astrology chart, which the TimeBlazr is programmed on, but we're going to talk about your natal chart and how that's going to fare in 2021. We're going to talk about the 5 structures. This is the yin and yang of the 5 elements. So the elements are very important for you. Then we'll be talking about, different parts of the feng shui of your chart, as well as this universal gateway, the spiritual part of your chart. So not only do you have a spiritual aspect to your chart, so does your home. So it is amazing. So I hope that this is something that will be beneficial to you. I know it will, because I've been doing it I've been around the zodiac and plus at this point. So we've been doing it for a while. I've been in business for 20 years, so 20 plus at this point. And so this is really something that can help you get out of this quagmire that we're in, or at least help you fare better than just winging it. We're not about winging it. We're about empowerment. So hope to see you next week. Have an amazing week. Thank you for following again. Please if you did like what you heard today, please leave a comment and tell me specifically what you're working on or what you did like about it. And I hope to see you starting this week, the series on the Feng Shui and Flying Star for the month of September. And welcome to the Rooster Month. See you next week, everyone. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.